What's up, Hoopers? With the Lakers preseason all done, and we have a game coming up soon with the Warriors. It's time to talk about the good, the bad, the ugly, and we're also going to talk about things that you guys are worried about with the Lakers. I've got some incredible stats. We're going to break down the shot charts. We're going to break down the preseason stats, what it means for this Lakers team going forward, and like I like to do, I'm going to bring up all of your guys' concerns. The first thing I'm going to talk about before I bring up the rankings, the Lakers were the 5th worst shooting team in the entire preseason, shooting 28% from behind the arc. That's a problem. We're going to have to fix that one. Now, there's some even worse stats that we're going to break down here in a little bit that I will show you, but I am your NBA white guy. I talk all things NBA hoops from a hooper's perspective, and if you love that kind of content, then dunk that like button and make sure you subscribe so that you never miss a thing. So I've been running some polls on my channel here, and you guys have been voting at a very high level. Over 1,000 people are voting, and in this question I wrote, hey, what are you guys most worried about the Lakers going into this season? And I gave a couple answers, and then you guys commented like crazy down below. So we're also going to bring up, in fact, what I'm going to do first, bring up some of the preseason stats and just give you a Hooper's perspective of what I'm seeing and what it means for the Lakers, both good and bad. This is the number 4 thing that you guys are worried about. The biggest one is going to come up here in a second, but defense, that was good to see. I think you guys all saw the same thing as I did. They're really buying into this Coach Darvin Ham's, defensive presence. Here's my biggest struggle with it, and I've talked about this in multiple videos. The offense sucks. Like, I don't know if you guys are seeing what I'm seeing, but again, from a Hooper's perspective, they literally come down with the point guard. They bring a 5-man up from the dunker spot to set a screen. Everybody else just runs to a spot and they stand. That is it. There is no movement. And so this is going to be just really bad for the Lakers offense. But yes, the defense, they were killer. They were moving. They were, getting hands up. They were getting a lot of steals, which leads to the fast break, which was what they were getting the majority of their points from. Because when I bring up the stats here in a little bit, it's going to show a pretty bad picture of what the Lakers have done. But the next thing that you guys were worried about, and actually I was very shocked it was this low, was health at 12%. Many of you in the comments were saying, how is health not the number one, thing that we're worried about? I tend to agree. If we ain't got LeBron, we ain't got AD, we ain't got no chance. But healthy, and again, these stats that I'll read here in a second, this is a scary, scary team with those 2 players. Next up, shooting. This is a huge issue, and in order to prove this, we got to get over to the stats. All right, so this is all 6 games tallied up. It looks a lot like when I did it with 5, but I love seeing this. Look at your boy Unibrow here. He is dominating all statistical categories. Again, I'll break down a per 75 possession, stat breakdown that is really going to showcase how good Anthony Davis can be back to his all-star level. And your other boy here in assists and minutes, Austin Reeves, was getting a lot of it. I'm thinking he's going to get the start Tuesday against the Warriors. There's no reason why you wouldn't. He's super high energy, gets a ton of steals. He can lead the break. LeBron trusts him. He's a great player, and he's an NBA white guy. So the first thing I want to look at, who was getting all the minutes, it was Austin Reeves. It was guys like Max Christie and even Anthony Davis. But he did only play 3 games, but did average over 20 minutes. Lonnie Walker was a guy. I saw a picture. Now, I know Lonnie Walker, they say he's like, 6'3" or 6'4". I saw a picture of him the other day where Russ was looking up at him, and I mean, it was like he was eye level with LeBron. So kind of crazy. I think he's sneaky tall, and I thought he played great. That's a really good player that, almost reminds me of like a Malik Monk, an athletic player who can go get buckets. Again, this is something that the Lakers are going to have to strive on, is just playing tough defense, getting a lot of fast breaks, dribble drives. They're not shooting particularly well, so they're going to knock down a couple threes here and there. They'll probably have some games where they just shoot the lights out, but as for a top shooting team, it's not going to happen unless they have some kind of trade. So just to prove this real quick, field goal percentage, if we scroll down here, a lot of the percentages are in the 40s, 50s right here. Besides that, they get down into the 30s. Pat Bev really, this is what everybody was talking about. Oh, he shoots 41% from 3. And I'm like, dude, I've watched it. Like, from a basketball standpoint, he's not going to stretch the defense out. Like, nobody cares where Pat Bev is on the court. He is just that defensive nuance. I knew that coming in, and I absolutely love it. I love having him, hold these players accountable, but this is not a guy who any defense is going to be scared about him shooting. And obviously it's just preseason, but this is just kind of how he is. He's going to have 5 to 8 points a game. He may have one random game where he hits like 4 threes. He may score 12 to 16 points or something like that. But on average, he's probably like a 6 to 8 point a night shooter. But right here, I couldn't get enough of AD. How about you guys? What do you guys think of AD? He was shooting 40% from the three-point line, 52% from field goals, almost 80. I'd love to see this tick up a little bit, especially shooting 6 free throws a game, but loved everything that I was seeing from AD. He's an absolute monster, top 5 player in the league right now if he keeps this going. So the next thing I wanted to talk about right here is your three-point percentage. It is not good, homies. 41%. How many videos have I done breaking down Kendrick Nunn and how great? This is even months ago when people were like, oh, he's not that good, trader. I'm like, no. We've got an absolute star on our hands. Like, I remember this dude in 2020, and you guys can go back. I've done probably 15 videos talking about this. I loved Kendrick Nunn. On over 5 attempts a game, he's averaging basically 41% from behind the three, and 48% field goals with 10 attempts a game. This guy's gonna, I keep calling him the baby Kyrie. When you've got a LeBron and an AD who are gonna score 25 to 30 points a night, and you got another dude who's gonna average 20, like this really, when you talk about opening up defenses, having that point guard spot and even really him a shooting guard, because LeBron's gonna bring the ball up a lot. He's a bona fide star for this team, and being around a LeBron and an Anthony who are gonna suck up a lot of traffic, kicking it to Kendrick Nunn, he's going to have to be their knockdown shooter. Besides that, Matt Ryan was like super hot or not, but I love him. 6'8", not afraid to shoot it. He had 2 different seasons, with the G League where he was shooting over 40%, averaging 9 attempts a game. So, here right now, he's averaging 7 field goal attempts and 6 3-point attempts in just 13 minutes a game. So, I mean, that's what they brought him in to do, is shoot 35%. I think he'll shoot a little bit better than that. He's going to get some confidence over time wearing the purple and gold. So we do have somewhat of a shooter there. Other than that, it's just kind of poor after that. When it comes to 3-point, Damian Jones, obviously we're not really worried about him. He's going to shoot 1 a game maybe, and he wasn't too impressive. LeBron he was 41%, up until the last game. So I think, his career numbers are right around 35 to 37%. His attempts are going to go up. He's probably going to shoot more like 5 to 6 a game. So are we ever worried about LeBron? Nah, he's good. Lonnie Walker, though. Lonnie shot, 5 attempts a game, 31%. He only got to play in those 3 games, was coming off kind of like an injury type thing. So I do really, really like Lonnie Walker. Especially if we're going to start AD at the 5. Lonnie Walker, again, I think he's sneaky tall. And I saw his reach. I think it's over 7 feet long. So he can play some good defense. That Reeves is going to play killer defense. Who's that starting point guard? Russell Westbrook seems to be hurt. But, I mean, do you even start him right now? If I'm coaching, you're sitting on the bench. Like, there's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I don't want to start this season, with him, like, trying to figure him out and all that. Just sit him. Bring him in. If he's not effective, sit him. I'm sorry, he's $47 million. It just is what it is. Kendrick Nunn is that dude. We got Schroeder, who's injured. He's going to be out maybe a couple weeks, but he's that dude. We can have point guards. We ain't worried about that. We need guys who aren't chemistry killers. And why do I say chemistry killers? Because if you look right here, Russell Westbrook being a chemistry killer. 53%. So you guys are all over this too. It sucks. This is such an incredible athletic basketball player. Hate him or not, he's probably going to have one of these careers that will never be matched. 3+ seasons of triple doubles. He is a stat machine, but that is really it at the end of the day. I think making this move, I remember like hearing grumblings of him. I was just like, why? Like, what do you see in him? I cannot figure it out for the life of me. And it's just proving its point right there. And chemistry killer. I'm getting a lot of comments from you guys of like, well, you didn't see the whole tape. You didn't see this, and he does that. And no, he doesn't. Yes, maybe he's got, not made the huddle before a game in Oklahoma City or whatever, but it's distracting. And you saw him do some awkward looks, and you saw the whole entire Lakers team doing awkward. Like, it's awkward. I'm telling you that right now. But he is not wanted in that locker room. He knows it, and it's just going to be nasty the entire season. Now you're doing that whole like, oh, easy on Russ type thing. Watch what we say. Here comes Anthony Davis over to hug and corral him. Like, it's just going to be a chemistry killer. But if we sit him, send him home, like there may be some avenue, because look, this whole Victor Wembanyama type thing, they are going to, really tank to get him. And some teams may have some good players that they want to get off of. And you're like, why would anybody want a $47 million contract with him? Look, it's a get out of jail free card. It is a get him, buy him out type of thing, and then just tank that season to get ping pong ball percentages. So I get it. And if you get rid of a couple good players that may win you a couple extra games, that's why. But check this out. This is a crazy, crazy statistic. And before I get to that, if you're loving my kind of content, make sure that you do hit that like button. That's the only way that my videos get out there. So hit that like button, and at the end, we're going to comment what is the biggest worry for the Lakers. But check this out. I was reading some articles with SB Nation, and they wrote this down. So in 66 minutes across 4 preseason games, Westbrook has not proven to be any more potent on either end of the floor than he has across his lackluster year last year. On a per 75 possession basis, an equalizer of scoring efficiency across different eras and individual contexts, Westbrook averaged 10.7 points this preseason on 35% shooting from the field, 25% from deep, and 50% from the line. 50%. Like, I could go out there with my opposite hand and hit 50%. And then it says, for a couple points of comparison, LeBron averaged 27.2 career average per 75 this season, and AD 30.5. So in that same time, Westbrook's average is down at 10 points, where AD 30, LeBron career 27. Both excellent efficiency as well by LeBron and AD, although no reasonable person expects Westbrook to match the Lakers' 2 true stars in 2022. Westbrook is actually 11th on the Lakers in per possession scoring among players who appeared at least 3 preseason games. So just not really performing. I think it's got to his head. He knows he's not wanted again. I do feel bad for the dude. I want him to just go somewhere and go ball out and be him again, and because he's fun to watch, but it's just not working with the Lakers, and it's making it not enjoyable for the NBA. It's just making it this big drama-filled thing, which none of us really want. But again, it gets even crazier. And for this one, I got to pull it down. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh my goodness, guys. 28.6% in the preseason, the 5th worst in the league. Things ain't going to change. Look, they're bad at shooting. It's just apparent. And this is going to make the defense be able to just pack the paint and corral it and say, go ahead, shoot it. So we're going to need dudes like Matt Ryan. Cole Swider had a very off preseason, but I'm pretty high on him still. You can just see it. He's a confident shooter. He's got a great stroke. He has incredible percentages in the past. He's just going to get that confidence. And, this comes from a guy like LeBron or AD. He just says, shoot it. I don't care. Shoot yourself out of it. That's really what goes a mile. But you got guys like Kendrick Nunn, and LeBron and AD who can get you maybe 60, 70 points a night. And then you just need one of those role players having a hot night. And they can run that in the rotation. You run that rotation, whoever gets hot, keep them in and ride that. So, Westbrook's a guy who's going to kill that. We got to keep on that defensive end. One thing that I absolutely loved in the preseason was the fast break. Look, LeBron James is 37, but that dude can still run. He loves running the fast break. He can get the ball down there quick. And Anthony Davis, one of his favorite things to do is just to leave right away, get down the court, catch that easy lob up and in, usually for an and one. So play that defense like the Lakers have shown, which has been incredible. Get that fast break going. If you miss some shots, hey, you got this. We got it. But don't have a chemistry killer in the locker room. That's going to kill everything, because if he has an off night or if he doesn't join a huddle for defense, everybody's going to start pushing him away, pushing. I've been in these locker rooms my whole life. If you got a guy that nobody's vibing with, and even when he comes on the court, you're just like, man, I don't even want to be with this dude. It can kill the entire team. Everybody's got to be ride or die, high, low, good, bad. They got a regular season coming up that they got to get off to a good start, and that chemistry's got to be there. Comment down below, what is your scariest thing for the Lakers this season? Is it shooting? Is it defense? Is it health? Or is it that chemistry? I am your NBA white guy, talking all things NBA hoops from a hooper's perspective. If you are loving this content, please right now dunk that like button and make sure that you subscribe so that you never miss a thing. And until my next video, homies, we'll catch you later.